Hi BC, how's it going? As you can see behind me, I've done some rearranging. I've gotten most of my books off my bookshelves here and taken the vinyl. I had a bunch of vinyl on the floor. Just recent arrivals from the past probably 6 months that I just didn't have space on the shelves for. So I did some rearranging, got everything organized and alphabetized and separated by genre. So this is mostly jazz, all this area here. And then I've got some hip hop up here, and I've got more of my rock stuff on this side. So pretty happy to have that all organized and everything up off the floor and where I can find everything alphabetized. I was trying to keep like my impulse jazz records with them, separated, but I gave up on that. And the CTIs, I just did everything alphabetical. It's much easier to find things and to put them back where they belong that way. So let me get into the purpose for this video. Last video I mentioned that I had a big haul at Goodwill. The Goodwill in town of 7-inch singles. I was there one day and I noticed in the back room where the new stuff comes in, the donations, where they stored them and everything, there's a cart. Just inside the door to the back room, there's like some swinging doors and they have little glass windows, so I've kind of learned to just peek through the window and see what's in the back room, see if there's anything interesting. 99% of the time I don't see anything that's a clue, but there's a cart right inside the back door, and on one of the top shelves there's a stack of vinyl about that big. So I was pretty excited, about the opportunity to maybe get first pick to go through these records. But I hung around the store for about 20 minutes, and volunteers were coming in and out of the back, but nobody was bringing the cart out. So I thought, okay, I'll go hit another shop that's just down the road, poke around and come back. So I come back about 20 minutes later, and cart's still there, hasn't moved. And so I'm just kind of like burning up time, kind of hoping they'll bring it out and I'll get to go through it first pick. And then finally, after about 10 minutes, a young lady pulls the cart out, and kind of working slow. Of course, she starts with the VHS tapes and the DVDs, and then when she gets to the records, she starts rearranging all the records already on the shelf, just to even out the weight, but it's just taking forever. And so it's taking a while, and now I'm seeing like more young people kind of congregate around the area, and it's like, so much for first pick. The sharks are swarming in the water here. But finally she gets the records off the cart and sets them down. I kind of go over and start looking through them, and really nothing that impressive. A lot of German records for some reason. But then I kind of glanced over and I noticed what she's doing next is she's putting a bunch of 7-inch singles on the shelves. And so I give up on the LPs and I head over, and by this time there's a young guy, he's like in his 20s I think, and he's kind of at one end going through the 7-inch singles, and so I start at the other end. And man, usually when you see 7-inch singles in a thrift store, they're just kind of in the generic company sleeve, and a lot of times they're just beat to hell. But this stuff is really really interesting. So I'll just hop right into it. One of the first things I noticed, some of these had price stickers from Hide and Zeke, one of the record stores in town that went out of business a few years back. The owner died. But a lot of the records either had price stickers from that store, Hide and Zeke, or another store, School Kids Records. And School Kids Records, at least here in Gainesville, they went out of business about 96 or 97, I want to say. Right about the time I came up to go to school. I remember I didn't really even know, I don't think I even knew they existed, but I saw like an ad in the paper or something, said they were going out of sale, and they had a big clearance event, so I bought some cool records there. That was back in like 96, 97. So seeing those price stickers on these records made me think it's either someone that collected all these, from around the late 90s to who knows, the past few years, or maybe this is stuff that just sat in a storage space. I don't know. But anyway, let me get into the records. But like I'm saying, it's kind of cool record store stuff, the kind of thing that college kids, kind of records that they'd buy. So I'll get into some of the titles that people recognize here. Got some Beck. It's All in Your Mind. I'm not too familiar with Beck. I mean, I know who he is, obviously, and I've heard, yeah, his big singles and stuff. There's another one here. Looks like he's doing the high note thing. The high note look there in the cover. Looks like Steve Threw Up, and the other side, Motherfucker. Oops, probably shouldn't have said that, but that's what the title is. Yola Tango, Cast a Shadow, and Walking Away From You. I've heard of Yola Tango. I've never actually listened to their music though. Shonen Knife, Japanese girl kind of pop punk band, I think. This is a Christmas record for you on red vinyl, so that's kind of cool. A fair amount of these are colored vinyl, that's why I picked a lot up, especially a lot of ones I didn't know who the band was, but Shadowy Men on a Shadowy Planet. Of course, I heard these guys, they did the theme song from the TV show Kids in the Hall. I guess they're a Canadian band. Like I was saying, there's a sticker for Hide Zeke Records. It's one of my favorite stores in town before they closed up. Alec Empire, The Destroyer. So it's kind of interesting. One side's kind of almost like an ambient piece, and then the other's more of like a glitch electronic piece. I've heard of him, I just hadn't listened to his music on digital hardcore. Sonic Youth, Personality Crisis. Kind of interesting, I guess. Early Sonic Youth. One side is a live recording. I think this one's on colored vinyl as well. Yeah, this one's on red vinyl. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce this. Maybe Borbedo Magus or Borbedo Magus. I don't know. Yeah, kind of avant jazz. Feel like shrieking saxophones and distorted guitar and things like that, which I do. Yeah, this is pretty intense stuff. Another Shadowy Men on a Shadowy Planet. This one looks like Change of Heart. And this one's on green vinyl. Looks like a little compilation here. Teriyaki Asthma. Volume 3. I recognize two of the bands, Babes in Toyland and L7. Some Soul Asylum, looks like early Soul Asylum single here. Tied to the Tracks and Long Way Home. This one looks like the band is called Rex. Can't really see, there's like a graphic of a helicopter there. But the drummer in this, Doug Sharin, he was in a band I think called Him, or H-I-M. And he did a project also that Bill Laswell's involved with, like called Activities of Dust. Kind of interesting, almost ambient music. This one, I've never heard of this before, but it's called Viva Satellite. But the musicians on here, the credits are vocals, bass, ambiance, Moog, and then the other musician, drums, Moog, vocals, Synthi. So, I don't know, it's got Moog on it, so I grabbed it. And then a lot of people I just never heard of, what the heck, Table. This one's a split single, the A-Bones on one side, Girl Trouble on the other. Nice artwork there by Peter Bagge, or Peter Bagge. I think it's Bagge, B-A-G-G-E. I've got some of his graphic novels. The Harvest Ministers, The Moles, and here you can see this one's got the School Kids price sticker on it. I don't even know what that is. JoJo can. This just look kind of silly, but you know, you never know with these little private press things. Look at this guy. You don't know, these could be worth a small fortune or they're just garbage. You never know. Barbara Manning and Seymour Glass. This look kind of like some interesting, kind of improvised, I don't know, avant jazz type stuff. I don't know. Class, Holding Hands, and Strobe Light on the Double Agent label. And Brighter, Half-Hearted. Centrido, I think I've heard of that band, but I really don't know anything about them. It's like Loser Core is the name of it. B-side Really Insane, maybe. The Bring Downs. Spectrum. It says a new band from Spacemen 3 founder Sonic Boom. A little double 7-inch set. I love the title on this. The Glands of External Secretion demonstrate Congo Bob's epic saliva torture. So side A is Hide Your Love Away, and side B is Stupid People Hate, and then the F-bomb. Which I already dropped. Peter Jeffries and Robbie Muir, The Fate of the Human Carbine, Catapult. And Heavenly, I don't know. But like I said, a lot of these are like colored vinyl, translucent vinyl. Sister Ray, Psychosis. This one I think is yellow. That's red. Red vinyl. And these were all 10 for $2, so 20 cents a piece. Smashing Orange on kind of a yellowish orange vinyl. The Blue Tones. The Blue Tones. And of course this one is on blue vinyl. The Pooh Sticks. I think they're an English band. The Pooh Sticks. I got 3 by them. This one's on like a pink marble. This one's on a blue, baby blue marble vinyl. And then there's a picture disc. I guess those are the Pooh Sticks there. Guy and girl here. Kind of cool. Who knows if they're worth anything. For 20 cents a piece, I'm not going to leave them. And then some of the stuff that's probably more familiar, kind of more mainstream, the Eurythmics, Who's That Girl single. The B-side on this I really like. You take some lentils and you take some rice. I just gave us a quick listen the other day, but that's really interesting, that track. Simple Minds, of course their biggest hit, Don't You Forget About Me. But the B-side, I love this B-side, a brass band in Africa. It's got a really weird sound. It sounds almost like a demo. The sound on the drums is really bad. As soon as you start listening and you hear like the drums, you kind of want to pick up your tone arm and clean off your stylus. It sounds like there's dust on the stylus, but that's just how it sounds. I've heard it on, you know, this is my second single. I've got another up on the catwalk. It's got this as the B-side, and I've heard it from CD, and it sounds the same. It's just, that's the sound of it. But beautiful, beautiful music on that. This one's kind of cool, from the Artists United Against Apartheid. They did an album called Sun City in protest of apartheid in South Africa back in, I want to say 86, but this is one of the singles. Track called Let Me See Your ID, which featured Gil Scott-Heron and Melly Mel, old hip-hop guy, and Duke Booty, aka Ed Fletcher. He was one of the guys in the Sugar Hill Records house band, also a producer. But some really cool kind of scratching and drum machine rhythms on this. Really cool stuff. I collect all these things, all the singles from that album. Diodato, I'd never seen a CTI single before, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, original CTI's inner sleeve there, or outer sleeve. Pretty neat. Don't know anything about this guy, but the cover looked cool. Herb Jeffries, Senor Flamingo on RCA. I think this is a British. Nah, I'm not sure. I think this might be a UK pressing, but I'm not sure. Maybe German. This one is, I think, a German press. I'm pretty sure. Yep. On Decca Special Cocktail. Edmundo Ross Club, London. I don't know. Look cool from the cover. Maybe some cocktail music, I'm thinking. And then these are kind of cool. Some German singles here. This one in Colombia. It is Ella Fitzgerald, accompanied by the Paul Smith Trio, which is Paul Smith, I think, on piano, Barney Kessel on guitar, and Joe Mondragon on bass. On this drummer, Alvin Stoller. But German press of that. I think this is in the late 50s. Kind of cool. This sleeve is from a different time. I bought a bunch of records and they had these sleeves from Stockholm, Sweden. So this one wasn't in a sleeve, so I popped it in there. This one on Capitol, another German press. This is from the film, the MGM picture High Society. So you got some different jazz tracks on this. We've got Bing Crosby and Louis Armstrong, Now You Has Jazz. Frank Sinatra, Mind If I Make Love to You. Bing Crosby and Grace Kelly, True Love. And Louis Armstrong and his band, High Society Calypso. So that's kind of cool. There's a little German outer sleeve here. Lists the different labels, I guess, that this company distributes. This is kind of cool. On Brunswick, another German single here. Bill Haley and his Comets, Rock and Roll. So you've got the famous Shake, Rattle, and Roll, and Rock Around the Clock, Dim Dim the Lights, and Happy Baby. This is pretty cool. It's got a little, I don't know if this will show up on camera here. It's kind of neat little, it's like a little gold foil sticker on there. And then same label, Brunswick, German pressing. Here's some music from the soundtrack of the Glenn Miller story. That's kind of cool. And this one's really neat. This is on Decca, another German press. This is let's see, Inga Brandenburg. This one is called Herzlichst Inga. I think that means like cordially Inga. Vocal jazz from the late 50s, I think. I actually looked this one up on like eBay and PopSite Discogs. It goes for about 60 bucks, I think. Pretty rare early German vocal jazz, and it's actually really good. This one's in really nice shape, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or sell it. I might just keep it. And then I saved the best for last. One of the first, these are actually some of the first things I grabbed, but I wanted to save them for last because they're just really cool. And when I was digging through, I kept seeing these things that were kind of like in these little plastic bags. And I didn't know what they were. And I figured maybe they were like one single and then like a poster or something. But when you unfold them, they're like something they'd hang in a store to, you know, be a display and eye candy, and people would want to buy them. But this is the Stone Roses. And this is like a series, I guess an interview with the band broken down into 4 singles here, each on a picture disc. So that's kind of cool. I don't really know the Stone Roses too well, but then this is really cool. I've seen the name U2 on one of these things. Like I said, I thought it was like a single, a 7-inch, and then a poster, but no, It's 4 7-inches collected. I think this is like the Ireland market only for U2 Play. So you've got some early 7 inches from U2 here. Looks like Out of Control, Stories for Boys, and Boy Girl. I Will Follow with Boy Girl on the B-side. 12 O'Clock TikTok with Touch on the B-side. And A Day Without Me and Things to Make and Do on the B-side of that one. So these were really excited me to find these. These are cool. Another one. This is another U2. This is called U2 Pack 2. So I think this is from a few years later. Again, the same single, I think, A Day Without Me, Things to Make and Do. And you got Fire with Jay Swallow? I don't know. Not that familiar with U2. Outside the big hits, Gloria with I Will Follow Live on the B-side. And then you've got A Celebration with Trash Trampoline and the Party Girl on the B-side of that one. And then another one, this was like the first set, except this one had some, on one side it had water had gotten in, and one of the actual picture sleeves, it was just caked with black mold, so I had to actually pitch that one. There was no saving. I saved the record, but I think it was this one was the other one that was kind of water damaged, but I managed to clean it up and salvage it. This one, it wasn't, I don't think this was actually original to the set. This is Another Day, and can't see what the B-side is, but interesting little sets here. I didn't actually know what these were until I got out to the car and I unfolded them, and I was pretty excited about that. So that was my big 7-inch records haul from last week. Really cool when you get the experience to kind of get first pick on stuff, and you just, I think a lot of people give up on thrift stores because, what they see is just the remnants of the cool stuff that came out, but other people got to it first and already dug out the good stuff. So if you're ever there when stuff just comes out, or it's only been out for a little bit, and you get that first pick, it's just truly amazing. But I was saying, there's a guy kind of starting at the other end, working his way through. He had about 90 singles, I think he said, when he got to the counter to pay for his. And I know he got a whole stack, probably about 20 Sub Pop singles. And he was talking about, taking them down to a record store here in town, seeing if he could get some money from them. And I know what store he's talking about, because the owner's real big into punk and alternative type stuff, like a lot of this is, I think. But I imagine most of this really isn't going to sell for much, but some of the stuff it's collectible, some of it's cool just for my own purposes, and some stuff just neat to have, like the colored vinyl. But for 20 cents a piece, I'm just going to grab it all and check it out later. Alright everybody, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.